about emancipation, about bringing women down. I was just thinking, how did countries like India and places like Bali turned into such a patriarchal society? I mean, if that was the main culture from the very beginning, that regarding women as Shakti, how did that happen? Thank you.
Ever since we started building houses and live in the house, it started something like 10,000 years ago. But until 5,000 years ago, the womenhood was celebrated. It was only afterwards when they started building palaces and this and that, then the man thinks that I must ensure that this seed is mine. There was no such thing as the institution of marriage. It is a very, very new institution. I am not against it. It's a matter of fact now. I am also against living together because that is also marriage. So you have to have, either you go back to 10,000 years ago when there is no institution of marriage, or you abide by the institution of marriage. Don't change your partners. By changing your partners, you are creating what the Bhagavad Gita says, the mixture of genes, which is not healthy, at all. A woman, I am very conservative because I know from the spiritual point of view, you should only sleep with one man. The moment you start sleeping with more than one man, the whole society is breaking down. This is the reason the demography is breaking down, the society is breaking down. Everything is going wrong because women is most important entity to continue this whole game of life. There is only one women goddess, the mother goddess. She is the mother of all. And she is Swayambhu. She did not need any creator. She is there. So women have to really start thinking, I am reading a lot about what is happening in the Western society with this immigrants problem and all this, Why the Western society has become so compromising, forgetting their noble values. I am not saying only East has got values. Western society has got values. Forgetting those values, we are compromising with other cultures which are not helpful at all, not healthy at all. Bibit bebet bobot. You should find a man, a boyfriend who is at par. If you are intelligent, the husband should be intelligent also. Don't just because he's a Richard Gere, he looks handsome, and you just marry him or you sleep with him. No. So she doesn't know. That's my generation. That's my generation. So you should find. Lee Kuan Yew was very particular. And look at the Singapore society. It is science. Marriage is a science. To find right person, it's not just about sex. To find a right person, get married and raise a family, it's a total science. It's a complete science by itself. And after that you produce babies, it's a science. How you bring them up, it's a science. Nowadays it is just, getting married and making babies.
Before there was a marriage institution, what was happening? How did people live?
True.
And then also, if it's like marriage is a science, then how did they? Where's love getting in? So those two.
Maryada, there was limitation. It is same like Western society now, but with limitation, with maryada. There is always a line, a line that you don't cross. People were living together because of love and because of understanding. There was no such thing as, taking vows and this and that. Those vows came later on. They were so much in love that they would live together, they would take care of each other. You see in the old scriptures, the old traditions, what is marriage? A woman chooses the husband, swayamvar. Not husband, not man choosing the girl. I am reading some very disturbing journals, I think I was discussing with you. When a girl in the West now is reaching her puberty, 16, 17, and she doesn't have a boyfriend, she feels she is nobody. This kind of mentality, because the woman is not empowered in the Western society. 16, 17 and no boyfriend, and she feels she is nobody. And she would do anything just to get a husband, to get a man, not husband, to get a man, boyfriend. And this is the result of a wrong type of education, where women is not respected. She is just a commodity, someone to sleep with. This is going to break the society. The Western society is breaking up unless the Western people themselves help themselves not to allow this breaking of the society. Go back to the old Western values, the Greek values, because the whole Western values are from Greek. Go back to the Greek philosophers, Plato, Socrates. All of us are having memory of 5,000 years, all of us. And most of the memories with the Western people is from the Greek tradition. Asian people from the Sindhu Saraswati. Russian are better off because they are the land of rishis. People who are great yogic teachers, they would go to Russia. So the name Russia is from Rishian, the place where rishis live. Because they didn't mind to live in a very cold weather. They need cold weather. When you're doing yoga and all that, your body is burning. Your body becomes the ember, is the coal. And they don't mind to live in the cold weather. They would go up north until they reach the borders of Siberia. And then nowadays you can find so many artifacts, Vishnu statues, Ganesha statues in Russia. So we were all one, but there are certain ways to approach things. Russians and Germans are the most lucky. German is from Jarmuni. There was a saint, Jarmuni, about 5,000-6,000 years ago, and you're the successors of that Muni.